Hello folks, Alex here. This is Alex Unabridged, and today I'm doing the Behind the Booktube tag. So welcome back to the channel if that is the case. Yes, another tag video from me today. I have very little time for prep for my booktube videos this week, so you'll get a few quicker, easier ones from me, and a tag is always good for that. So this is the Behind the Booktube tag. This was created by Shelley Swearingen and based on a video by Jennifer Brooks. I wasn't tagged in this, but I saw it on a few channels, notably on Crystal's channel, Fibre Artsy, and over on Fred's channel as well, Read by Fred. So I will link to all of those videos in the description so you can go check them out. So let's get on with the prompts then. So yes, prompt number one then. What has surprised you the most about BookTube, both in a good way and a bad way? Good way, just how quickly I kind of felt part of the community. You know, I thought it might take a bit longer to kind of sort of get my foot in the door, and it didn't. It was really quick. People kind of, you know, search for newbies. I do reasonably regularly to find, you know, new booktubers, and I, you know, kind of connected with quite a few people quite quickly. That was lovely. I didn't expect that at all. I also got really involved with it really quickly. I found that I loved it really quickly and kind of wanted to do more. And in a bad way, that's kind of I guess that's kind of the bad way as well, in terms of like it took over a little bit. To start with, I am quite obsessive sometimes. I kind of I'm a bit hyper focused on things sometimes, and yeah, I had to kind of like just curb that kind of want to just to be doing it all the time, and make sure that I didn't let things other things kind of go by the wayside. Prompt number two: how do you balance reading and booktube with the rest of your life? With a little difficulty, especially in busy periods with work. Like, we're on the run up to Christmas now, which means that I tend to end up kind of going, oh, I need to make some stuff to sell for Christmas and all that kind of stuff. So, like, art wise. So yes, I'm on a making binge at the moment. So yeah, it's quite busy. Plus I have client work in. So yeah, when it's busy, it's quite difficult balancing stuff. But you know, I schedule things basically. Like booktube videos I can make in an afternoon. Generally I'll sit down and make all of them at once, hence why my wardrobe tends to stay the same for my week of videos. And I do that while my wife's out at work, so I'm not disturbing her in her office downstairs. And reading, I schedule that in for the evenings. Generally it's like I have tea and then I read. So my wife usually wants to watch something on television, which I don't want to watch, so I will stick my headphones in and either listen to an audiobook or put some music on and read. And so I know that I have like a good few hours after tea to do some reading, or some editing of booktube if I want to do it then as well. Then yeah, then I put some time aside for the other couple of hobbies that I have. So things like gaming. I'll do that after my wife's gone to bed, so I'll have a couple of hours really late at night, often gaming. Watching booktube videos tends to come like in the mornings, things like that. So I have set times that I try and fit everything in, and then weekends tend to be, you know, kept for stuff that I want to do with the missus. So yeah, I just have to schedule things. I just have to kind of have a routine and try and stick to it, which isn't the easiest for me. But yeah, that way I can kind of balance it. And just kind of, you know, as I say, just be conscious of if I'm getting a little bit monomaniacal about something, a little bit obsessive about something, and letting other things slip because of wanting to do one thing all the time. Okay, prompt number 3. Have you ever thought about starting a Patreon? No, I haven't. Mainly because, like, I mean, this is a tiny channel anyway at the moment. This is, kind of, I have, just 220 something subscribers. But even if I get to, the magic 1,000 and beyond, I don't know whether Patreon is for me, to be honest. I have absolutely no problem with anybody else choosing to use Patreon to as a way of monetizing their channel. I think I do like Patreon, and I have contributed to Patreon for people. I've been a patron, so I do like it. But the thing that comes with Patreon is obviously you then have to make sure that you're providing rewards, you're providing, essentially other services, if you like, or, something for your patrons. And so that's more work that comes with that. But yeah, so it's something that I would reassess if I got massive, which is highly unlikely, if the channel got huge. But yeah, it's that extra work that comes with it. Rightly so, if you're offering something to your patrons. But yeah, no, not for me. Certainly not at the moment. Okay, prompt number 4. Have you made any mistakes on BookTube? I don't think so. Maybe my viewers are better place to tell me that. No, I don't think so. I mean, I think the mistake that I made at the beginning was just like being too eager to like do too much, too fast, and worrying too much about production values, if you like. I do like, I like to have my little graphics and stuff like that. I like to have, a certain setup, but I think I was too focused on that to start with, and worried about it, worried whether my videos were rubbish because of that, things like that. But no mistakes, I don't think, in terms of, things that I've said or anything like that. Prompt number 5 then, do you have any advice for new booktubers? Well, yes, that's one, is don't try and run before you can walk. Kind of just take it easy, get into the swing of things. It does take a bit longer to do stuff to start with, but you'll, practice makes perfect on that, and you'll just kind of get into the swing of what works for you. And mainly just be yourself. That was something I did go into BookTube with, in terms of like, this is a hobby for me, and this was very much a way for me to meet other people and connect with other people. I was feeling very isolated at the back end of last year. A lot of my friends had moved away. I don't have many close friends here. I'm quite an introvert, and quite a few had kind of moved. The ones that I'd kind of seen had moved away, or had got big new jobs that meant that I just didn't see people as much, and I was feeling a little bit lonely. And so, when I came onto BookTube, it was very much like, I need to be myself. I need to not kind of, censor myself too much, essentially. A little bit to start with, just until I get the lay of the land. There's certain things you don't want to give away about yourself until you're kind of confident that kind of the community is safe, if you like. But then, yeah, generally just be yourself, because someone out there will like you, someone out there will connect with you. But it is about, for me, it's about the people. That's why I watch BookTube channels. It's the people I connect with, and the actual sort of type of books that they read isn't necessarily a major factor. I watch channels of people who read completely different stuff to me, but I like the person, and the person's kind of authentic. So that's what I say, is just be yourself. And don't worry too much about production values to start with. That can come in time as you get practiced. Prompt number 6 then, what are your thoughts on the YouTube algorithm? I don't really pay it much attention, to be perfectly honest. I hope that people find my videos, and I think for me, I've seen more people kind of subscribe or find the videos when I've done stuff to do with events, and I've used hashtags for that, or other booktubers have mentioned me in a video, and then people have come to the channel to see what it's all about, and if they've liked what they've seen, they've subscribed, all that kind of stuff. So in terms of my own channel growth and views and all that kind of stuff, the algorithm doesn't really factor in for me. I think it's a bit weird, the algorithm, like considering that actually my most viewed video is a random questions tag. And it has a huge number of views for me, like, well, I think over 500 now. And for whatever reason, the algorithm picked that up. So yeah, it's a bit of an odd one. I don't really understand it all, nor do I really care that much to kind of figure it out. So yeah, I think if you're trying to grow your channel, I think it can be a bit of an arse in terms of trying to figure out what the YouTube will pick up and show to other people. But for me, as I say, I just kind of like, ugh, I haven't got time for that. I just want to talk at the camera and hopefully people will listen. Okay, question 7a. How do you decide what videos to make? Well, I have my stock ones, obviously. I have my TBRs, wishlists, wrap-ups, things like that. So there will always be those. I have my adventures in genre stuff and a couple of little sort of series type things that I do. But then week to week, if it's not like the end of the month or the beginning of the month, so therefore I'm doing TBRs and wrap-ups, sort of mid-month, it's very much what have I got time to do? What have I got time to prep for? And what am I in the mood for? Have I been tagged? Is there a tag out there that I might not have been tagged in, like today, which I fancy doing? Is there a book that I want to talk about specifically? That kind of thing, basically. It's very much kind of a little bit, at the beginning of the week I'll go, oh God, what am I making this week? What do I fancy making this week? And that's what happens, basically. Which leads us on to 7b, which is, are you ever overwhelmed with video ideas? No, I wouldn't say overwhelmed in terms of like, oh, I've got so many ideas and I can't get them all done. No, I do have a lot of ideas, but they all go in the vault, by which I mean a big list in my Booktube prep folder online. So I've got ideas there, ready and waiting. So if I've got stuff that is already prepped or that doesn't need much prep, things like that. So yeah, they just kind of go in a long list, so I can pick and choose as I want. And when I come up with another one, it goes on the list. So not overwhelmed, but I do have plenty of ideas. Okay, question 8. Have you ever regretted posting a video? No. Mainly because I don't post them unless I'm happy enough with them. I do make sure that before I render the video out that I've watched it back and that I'm actually happy with, how it's turned out. Very, very rarely do I scratch it and kind of go, no, I'm not releasing that. I think I maybe have done it once, and I think that was due to some noise or something. I think it was a bit disjointed because I had to keep stop starting. But inevitably I ended up kind of like filming it again and getting it out anyway. So it's like, I wait to post until I'm happy with something, so I don't regret posting anything. Okay, prompt number 9a. Are the number of views or subscribers meaningful to you? Only in so much as a measure of like whether people are enjoying what I'm putting out, in terms of kind of an idea of what's popular. Not that I kind of go on trends. I don't kind of look for, or what's the trend along my videos of what's the most popular. It's just nice to know if something's been particularly successful in terms of reaching people, or that people have really enjoyed, because that gives me an idea of, sort of future ideas and things like that. But only meaningful to me in terms of like, am I connecting with people? So, you know, if something gets more views and I get a few more subscribers from it, then that's great because I'm connecting to people. 9B then is, are the number of views or subscribers a measurement of success? Again, only in so much as has that video succeeded in reaching people, in terms of, and by that I mean, like, have I had even 1 or 2 comments which have discussed some of the stuff that I've talked about in the video? That to me is a success. I don't think I've ever had a video that hasn't got at least 1 comment, and if it's reached 1 person and I've had a little conversation with somebody over it, then that's a success to me. And you know, that it's not like once they're on there, apart from tag videos, which are a little bit more kind of fleeting in terms of their reach over time, but you know, other stuff about particular books or particular kinds of books, lists, you know, that kind of stuff, you know, that they may reach people over a longer period. So I don't kind of look at it as a success or failure. I just kind of hope to, again, it's connection, hope to connect with somebody over it. Prompt number 10 then, are you disappointed by the growth on your channel? Not in the slightest. When I started out in January, I kind of thought, if I can get basically 100 subscribers by the end of the year, then yeah, that's decent, you know, for me, for what I was looking for. If I can just basically connect with a few people and maybe get 100 subscribers, so I feel like, you know, the work that I'm putting into doing the videos is reaching people, is worth it in terms of people do want to watch, then that's great. And as I say, we're not at the end of the year yet, and I'm at 220 something, so absolutely not disappointed, far from it, quite the opposite. Prompt number 11 then, have you ever thought about quitting BookTube? No. I'm early days with BookTube still, and whilst I can fit it in around my other things, my other responsibilities, all of that kind of stuff, then I will continue to do so, because it is one of my favourite things, and has become one of my favourite things. I am the sort of person who tries a lot of things, a lot of hobbies, but not many of them stick. I like to try a lot of things, but I flit quite a bit from thing to thing to thing. The next new shiny thing over there, and I'm off. And I know the ones that, you know, are kind of obviously the favourites, because those are the ones that really just immediately stick with me. And BookTube has been like that. BookTube is one where I'm like, yeah, no, I'm in this for the long haul, however long that may be. 12A then, what are the most touching comments? I think the most lovely comments have been ones where people have said that they appreciate, or they just like listening to me. It's about, you know, that they actually that they've connected with me as a person, and not just about the books, you know. That, you know, they've been very complimentary about my openness and stuff like that, or my, you know, just me being me, things like that, because that does mean a lot to me, because I am quite I lack some confidence, and that was something I was worried about coming in, is, are people actually going to like me? Are people going to want to listen to me just because, you know, me just being me? And so when I get comments like that, that makes my day, because I know then, you know, that boosts my confidence, boosts my self-confidence massively, and BookTube has done that. And so yeah, those are really lovely. And when people you know, write long comments, you know, when they really want to get into a discussion about books and things like that, those, I love those as well. 12B, what are the most negative comments? Do you know what? I've only had 1 negative comment in the last 10 months. And so I think, you know, that's pretty decent. And that was on a video that I did on Transgender Day of Visibility. And to be honest, I kind of expected possibly some negative comments on that, given the state of things at the moment. And yeah, I got one trolling nasty comment, but I just kind of went, ugh, and deleted it, because I haven't got the energy for that. That is not what this channel is for. This channel should be a safe space for everyone. So yeah, I was just like, there's no point in even engaging with people like that, because you're never going to change their minds. You're just going to rise to the bait. And I refuse to do it. So that's that. But it does niggle me. It does get to me a little bit, obviously. But yeah, it's like that's the only one that I've ever had. So I think I've been, touch wood, long may that continue. But I like comments where people disagree with me, as long as it's done in a civil, adult way and opens discussion. Varying opinions are good things, but they've got to be, kind of opinions on books and stuff like that. Absolutely, because that's what I'm here for, is that discussion. But yeah, nasty trolling, bigoted comments, yeah, no thanks. And question 13, in regards to Booktube, where do you see yourself in 5 years? 5 years, God, that's a long time. Hopefully still here. If Booktube still exists, then hopefully so will this channel. Probably without a huge amount of difference, I would have thought, in terms of I will just keep rambling about books and books that I love, and reading lots of different books, and hopefully I will have even more lovely Booktube friends. As I say, like, that has been the biggest plus for me out of all of this, is the people that I've met, and the people that I, would now call friends, and a couple where, I contact, we're in touch away from Booktube, away from the comment section, through email or text or what have you, regularly, like several times a week. And I love that. I've made some actual friends, and we talk about things other than books regularly as well. And it's that to me is, yeah, that to me is just what I was looking for, and just what I needed, and that's been brilliant. And so yes, so more of that, please. More friends, please. That would be great. And friends who are from very different places, different age groups, different tastes in books, different experiences. I love all of that. That's what I'm after, is like meeting lots of different people. So yes. So that is it. That is the end of the tag. I won't tag anybody in this, because it's done the rounds, I think, but I'll just say, as usual, if you fancy doing it, jump on board. But yes, that is it from me today. So thank you very much for watching, folks, as always. If you enjoyed this video, please do consider giving me a like and subscribing for more content coming very soon. But from me, for now, that's ta-ra.